Hello friends, in this session we'll be constructing a very simple BPMN diagram or a process, and we'll be deploying it and executing it in subsequent sessions. So what we have here is the Camunda modeler, and on the left hand side is the palette, on the right hand side is the properties window. Properties window is initially hidden. You will find, if you hover to the extreme right, you will find a tab to expand it. So let's place what we have is the start event is already placed, and let's place a task here. You can use either this expansion window, or from here on the left hand side you can pick up a task, and we want to change in the settings. We want to change it to a user task. You have the option to change a color for it, pick a color for it also, and then you can connect it with the start event using the line icon. Let's place another task here, which is also a user task, which will be, if you double click, you can rename the task. This one is approval, this one is input. You can use the line icon to again connect it to the next task. And what you will need is the end event also to complete the process. So in its very simplest form, we have two human tasks. One is input, one is approval. There is a start button and start icon and an end event. We can choose a color for this task also, and you have the option to choose colors for the start and the end events also. So we have we'll go into details of each and every palette item, like the intermediate events, gateways, parallel gateways, exclusive gateways, and a whole lot of other things in the subsequent sessions. But this is just to give you an idea of how a BPMN diagram is constructed, deployed, and executed. We are not going into any of the properties for, let's say, the form can have various implementation types. It can be attached to a Camunda form, which is a input form, or the user interface for the task. You can map inputs, outputs. You can pick up a template also. But uh, we have a simple form, and now let's try to deploy it. Deployment is pretty straightforward. You click on the deploy icon. Before deploying, you need to save your diagram. I'll call it diagram2.bpmn. You have the option to connect to the SaaS, software as a service, GB engine, or the self-managed. Here we are using a self-managed, which is available on the local host. But optionally, in your scenario, you might have basic or OAuth authentication also, but here we do not have any authentication. So let's deploy it. Process definition deployed. Going back to our GB engine task operate, we will be taking a look at the instance has been process instance by name has been deployed, and it's available to use. But execution is different thing. So to be able to run it, you will start the current diagram. You have optional variables as a JSON string going into the start, but this is a very simple form, so we do not have all those right now. So if we come back to our operate, we will see that one instance in one version is there. When you click on that, you will be led into the operate interface, and operate interface will show you the token. The token is currently at the input, and approval is the next subsequent task. Let's go over to task list. Task list is where all the human tasks will appear. So unclaimed process, you need to select the process on the left hand side. The task name is input. You can claim the task and complete the task. There is no form attached, no data attached, so it's a very simple form without anything in it, just to demonstrate the working of the process GB process engine. We'll complete the task, and after a short while the approval task will appear. And in the meantime, we can go back to our process instance in operate, and we will see that the token has moved to the approval task. So input task we claimed and completed. Now we'll claim and complete the approval task also, and this process instance should move into the completed state after that. So I'm claiming the task, completing it, and operate. If you refresh it, the all the tokens have moved out and it's in the completed state. So if you select completed, you will be able to see the process instance. So this is just a very initial baby steps kind of thing to know how we are constructing a diagram, how we are deploying it, and how we are executing and operating the various human tasks and other things within it. Thank you.